Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do something a bit different today, and I thought I would share with you 90 things you didn't know about me. And I wanted to do this video for quite a while because I feel like there are just a lot of things that you guys don't know about me. Who is the man behind the camera? So that is why I want to let you guys into my life and share with you some aspects of me and who I am, so that, I don't know, so these videos are a bit more personal, so that when you watch my videos, you'll just see a man doing an album review or a reaction video. So who is Enlighten Jesse? I'm gonna share with you 90 things, and why I chose 90 is no particular reason. Originally, I only chose 50, and then my mind kept wandering, so then I chose 60 things, and then I set on 75 things, but no, it went up to 80, and then 90, and then I really had to justify why I only chose 90 instead of, say, 100. Why not just make it 100? And I was thinking, well, I was born in the 90s, so why not do 90 things because I was born in the 90s? So I thought that was really cool, and everything's kind of categorized by food, school, hobbies, and what have you. And I don't want to really do it by category, so I decided to put numbers into a hat and mix everything up. So even I don't know which thing I'm going to be talking about next. So this video is going to be completely random. It's like a box of chocolates. You just don't know what you're going to get next. So we're going to jump right into the video with 84. How fitting for a music-related channel like mine. My favorite instrument of all time is the saxophone. I could listen to it all the time. I wish I knew how to play it. It's, in my opinion, one of the most gorgeous sounding instruments of all time. And I'm not very familiar with playing instruments. The only instrument I recall playing is the recorder back in elementary school. That's a whole other story. I won't get into that one. My favorite dessert of all time is any kind of cake. Yes, carrot cake, red velvet cake. I could eat cake every single day, and I always have to have something sweet to eat after I eat dinner in the evening. Cake, a cookie, it has to be sweet. I have to have something sweet after I eat my dinner for the evening. Number 64. I went to school for graphic design. Yes, I went to school for graphic design for a year. This was back in 2013 to 2014. It was something I really wanted to do as a career, but at the same time, I was focused on my writing. I was writing books, and it was taking up a lot of my time, so I felt like I had to choose between writing and graphic design. Graphic design takes up a lot of time and effort, and so does writing a book, so I couldn't do both at once. I really needed to dedicate my time to one or the other, and my heart lies in writing. My heart and passion truly lies in writing books, so that's why I pushed graphic design to the side. And it's something I do on the side now. I do it as a hobby. I don't do it as a career. I sometimes do it, I sometimes freelance, but that's not a whole lot. Number 37. I don't normally watch sitcoms. No, you always hear about people, especially friends and family members, who watch Friends and The Office and How I Met Your Mother. I just don't really watch sitcoms. I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but I just can't get into them. I've only watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes of Friends in my entire life. I know what's wrong with me. I feel like I'm the only person on the planet who hasn't watched the whole series of Friends. I do love comedies when it comes to movies, but when it comes to sitcoms, I don't know. It was just never really my thing. That's not to say I wouldn't watch a sitcom. If I was dating someone and they wanted to watch How I Met Your Mother or Friends, I would definitely 100% sit down and watch those shows with them. One sitcom I've always wanted to watch is That 70s Show. It is on Netflix right now, so maybe I'll check out That 70s Show. Next we have number 51. First time I kissed a boy was when I was 21. And I'll leave it at that. I was either 21 or 20. I think I was 21. My favorite Halloween movie of all time is Hocus Pocus. Yes, I can't tell you how many times I've watched that movie. Amaka maka maka maka. Bette Midler's version of I Put a Spell on You is It's a bop. And apparently Disney is making a sequel to Hocus Pocus after all these years, and it will be on their new streaming service, Disney Plus, Hocus Pocus 2. I'm really hoping the original Three Witches come back for the sequel. It just wouldn't be the same. They have to come back, or else it wouldn't be a real Hocus Pocus movie. My favorite alcoholic drink of all time is mojitos. Yes. Every time I go to a restaurant, which hasn't been for a while, I don't even remember the last time I've been to a restaurant, I always order a mojito. Number 4. I'm a horse. Let me explain. In the Chinese zodiac, I am a horse. I'm actually pretty happy that I'm a horse because it does say for good career choices, a journalist, publicist, translator, performer, sales representative, communications, bartender, tour operator or travel guide, pilot, politician, explorer, artist, and writer. Number 65, I love garlic. Yes, I could put garlic in almost anything I cook. I love the smell, I love the taste. Number 46, I love grocery shopping. Yes, I've always loved grocery shopping. Ever since I started grocery shopping on my own back when I was 19 or 20, I just love walking into a grocery store and just filling my cart up with stuff that I love eating. I also love discovering new items in the grocery store. So when a brand comes out with a new item, like a new box of cereal or a new, I don't know, whatever. I just love seeing new things in the grocery store. I'm also very money conscious when it comes to shopping for groceries. I only buy an item in the grocery store if it's on sale. This is from my mother. She definitely taught me the value of $1, and she really taught me how to look out for sales and really stretch your money and really stretch $1 when it comes to shopping for things in a grocery store. Number 29, my favorite TV series of all time is Game of Thrones. Even after the last season, season 8, which we all know wasn't very good, I still love the series. I've watched it, I don't know, maybe 4 times. I was Game of Thrones addicted. I started buying merchandise and toys, and I have a Game of Thrones Monopoly board. I mean, it got a little crazy. Number 68, my first phone ever, my first mobile phone, was a BlackBerry Bold in 2010, which I still have. And here it is. I dug it out of storage. I still have it. Look at it. It still has the case. Look at that case. So beautiful. So many memories. I think I had this phone for maybe 2 or 3 years. BBM, BlackBerry Messenger. Oh, that was the thing back in the day. So many memories. I will also say when I got this phone, everyone at my workplace was jealous of me because this was the newest BlackBerry, and I finally felt like a cool kid. I won't lie though, I kind of miss how small phones were back then. It's just very compact, and I don't know, I kind of liked it. I still like it to this day. Number 88, my favorite flower of all time is a rose. Absolutely gorgeous. Number 25, my favorite sport to watch is hockey. You can tell I'm Canadian. I love watching hockey. And I remember back in elementary school when we would choose teams for floor hockey, I was always chosen first, not because I was good at playing, but because I was good at defending the net. I would just block those pucks. I think I was more scared of the pucks than anything, so I would just get hammered with the pucks, but my team almost always ended up winning. Number 72, I have a broad range of musical tastes. Yes, so a lot of people think that I only listen to pop music. That is a common misconception. Yes, I do listen to Lady Gaga, Britney Spears. But I will also listen to, I mean, you have no idea. I'll listen to Billy Joel, I'll listen to classic rock, I'll listen to Aerosmith, and then I'll listen to Eminem. I love rap music. I'll listen to country music too. I'll listen to music from any decade, from any artist. I don't really have a niche when it comes to what I listen to every day. Yes, I do listen to current modern music from all the popular artists, but, you know, I don't want to be put in a box when it comes to what I like. I don't just like pop music. I like all sorts of music. So that is why my channel reflects so many different genres of music and so many different artists from so many different decades. I have a huge sweet spot for classic rock music. It's one of my favorite genres. Number 14, my first job ever was at the age of 18 in a bakery, but I was fired after 2 weeks. I wasn't very good. I remember because this was literally days after my high school graduation. And my first day was actually supposed to be on the day of my graduation, but my boss called me and he told me, you know what, don't worry about it, have fun at your graduation, and we'll reschedule you for another day. I remember my shifts starting at 2 a.m. and then going to about 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. I just wasn't very good. And on the day I was fired, I was actually gonna quit. So it worked out in the end. And yeah, I essentially helped bake a whole bunch of donuts. Glazing donuts was the worst. I remember he would dump all of the plain donuts in this vat of glaze, this yellow hot glaze, and I would actually have to flip over the donuts so that they were glazed on both sides. He wouldn't give me tongs or gloves or anything, but I would actually have to dip my fingers into the glaze, the boiling glaze. It was so hot, and I would have to like flip the donuts over, and at the end my fingertips were just red and sore. So I don't know if that's how you're supposed to glaze donuts, with your fingertips flipping them over, or he just didn't like me, or he just wanted to be an asshole. I don't know. So if you know the workings of a bakery, let me know. Number 6, my favorite DC superhero of all time is Superman. And you don't believe me? Well, I have a whole bunch of Superman memorabilia right here. I actually love Funko Pops. I don't collect Funko Pops anymore, but I used to. I have these 2 Supermans, and I have a Superman Barbie doll right here. Isn't he gorgeous? Do not laugh at me. Number 22, my male celebrity crush is, wow, what a coincidence. My male celebrity crush, I wonder who that is. Henry Cavill. That was not planned at all. Number 74, the unhappiest moment in my life was when I was 18 and 19 years old. That's a whole other story on its own, so I won't really get into it, but yeah, I was pretty unhappy at that time. Number 2, I'm tiny. Yes, I'm a very small guy. I'm only about 5'4", and I'm 125 pounds. When I was in high school, I was only about 100 pounds. It wasn't because I wasn't eating, I just had very high metabolism. I still do to this day, that's why I am quite thin. I just have high metabolism. I do eat like a normal person, especially when I was a teenager, I was eating a lot, but I just had really high metabolism, and I do walk a lot. I do like walking. I go to the park. I take walks a lot. And at my workplace, when I was working, I was getting on average about 15,000 steps a day, as many as 20,000 steps a day. So that burns a lot of calories. So if you ever see me one day in public or wherever, you will notice that I am quite small. I've been small my entire life. It's always been a joke. I've heard every single short guy joke in the book when I was in school. I was always the shortest kid in my class. Number 9, my favorite dish is fettuccine alfredo. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, but when I think of fettuccine alfredo, I just think of bliss on a plate. I think of, it's essentially an orgasm. It's a foodgasm. Fettuccine alfredo with chicken and extra Parmesan. With breadsticks, Olive Garden breadsticks. Oh, I have to stop this video right now. I can't anymore. Number 16, I'm 30 years old and I was born in March. Yes, I am 30 years old. I turned 30 this year, but honestly, I don't feel 30. I feel like I'm still in my mid-20s to early 20s, and to be honest with you, I still have the same amount of energy that I did when I was 19. A lot of people say that when they get older and they turn 30, they don't have the same amount of energy that they once had, and they're just getting older, they're not as energetic. That's the complete opposite of me. I'm as energetic as ever. And I always did look young for my age. I don't know if it's genes. I'm sure it's genes. But I also take really good care of my skin as well, so I'm happy about that. And also, I didn't feel sad when I turned 30. Yes, my 20s are behind me now, but I'm very optimistic for my 30s. I think my 30s are going to be better than my 20s. There was a lot of discovering and conflict and uncertainty in my 20s. So though my 20s were fun, they were also quite, I don't want to say miserable, but I felt like I didn't really live up to my full potential when I was in my 20s, whereas now in my 30s, I feel like I know who I am as a man. And I feel like I'm gonna have a lot more fun in my 30s than I did in my 20s. Number 76, I'm a very honest person. I do wear my emotions on my sleeve, and it's very hard for me to lie when it comes to my opinions because I feel like when I lie, I'm doing an injustice to myself. And I feel like I'm wronging myself when I'm lying about my opinion. So when I do my album review videos, I do give you my honest opinion, and some people don't like that. They just want me to praise everything and like everything. I don't do that. I give you my genuine opinion about everything. Number 69, I have thick skin and I'm tougher than I look. Now, a lot of people underestimate me and they don't think I'm very tough just from the way I look and the way I talk and my personality. They think I'm this really sweet, innocent guy, which I am friendly, I'm nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm much tougher than I look. And if I need to, I will bring out the claws and I will rip off your face if I have to. Number 61, I had horrible acne in high school. Most people go through periods where they have bad acne, but when I say I had horrible acne, I had horrible acne, and it was very traumatizing for me, and it really did ruin my high school experience because I was so ashamed about it. It came to the point where I actually didn't look at my reflection for 2 years, and when I say I didn't look at my reflection, I didn't look at my reflection. Every morning when I used the washroom, we had a dimmer switch, and I would always look at my reflection in the mirror on the lowest setting, so I never had to look at my acne. I avoided mirrors in public. I avoided the backs of CDs and DVDs. And bless my mom, because she tried. She gave me every product under the sun to try and help my acne, but nothing worked. If anything, it just made it worse. It really did affect my self-confidence, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't have very many friends in high school, because I just refused to leave the house. I was just so ashamed with my face, and it was a very sad and lonely time in my life. This also ties into another one of the points on my list, but I'll just bring it up now. I love skincare. I love taking care of my skin. I cleanse my face twice a day when I wake up and before I go to bed. I moisturize my face twice a day. I have so many different products. I use face masks and toners. So if you're someone watching right now who doesn't care about skincare, you can just fast forward this part. But I'm just gonna quickly share with you some of the products I use on my face. I'm obsessed with having clear skin. Like I said, I think that's because of when I was in high school. Like I said, I had really bad acne. And when I was 19 years old, I discovered these two products, and I've been using these two products for the last 11 years. And the first product that I've been using is Sensitive Skin Nivea for Men. And this is a face wash I used to use twice a day. Now I only use it once in the evening. And this is what I swear by. This is what I've been using for the last 11 years. And what I didn't know back in high school was that all the products my mom was buying me had really harsh ingredients for my sensitive skin. So that's why none of them were working and why I was breaking out so much. This is for sensitive skin, and this cleared my skin up. Actually, before I started using this, I started using witch hazel on my face. So if you are a guy watching this and you struggle with acne every single day and you feel like you've tried every product under the sun and nothing is working, you might have sensitive skin. I'm not a dermatologist, so I'm just sharing with you my experience and what works for me. But this guy right here, it's very inexpensive. You can find this at Walmart for as low as, I don't know, $7 Canadian. And it does last quite a while. It probably lasts a good year. And this is what I swear by. I also use this guy right here. It's the Nivea for Men Sensitive Skin Face Moisturizer. I use this twice a day after I get out of the shower and before I go to bed. And this is what I've been using for 11 years, and I'm obsessed with it. These two guys right here, about $20, but it's definitely worth it. And a couple years ago, I discovered Lush products, so I've been incorporating more Lush products into my skincare routine, and I've been using this Kalamazoo beard and facial wash every day in the shower. I've been using this for the last year and a half or so, and it's absolutely amazing. It smells so good, and it leaves your skin and beard so soft. Now, obviously, Lush is a bit more pricey. It's a bit more expensive, but you definitely get your money's worth. I can get a full year out of this bottle right here. So it's about $40 Canadian, roughly. I think that's how much I paid for it, but you definitely get your money's worth in this little container here. What I also love about Lush is all the organic and real ingredients in all their products. For example, this one here has almond oil, apricot, kernel oil. I also use this Lush Ocean Salt exfoliator in the shower twice a week, every Sunday and Wednesday, roughly. It is a face and body scrub. I don't use this on my body. I only use it on my face. And it really does exfoliate your skin very well. And it smells really good as well. It just essentially smells like salt, but I also use a toner on my face a few times a week. This one I found at my local department store. It's from North Korea, actually, made in Korea. And this is the Soothing Essence Toner Aloe Vera, and it smells great, it works great. And if you thought my skincare routine ended there, no, I still use a few more products. I also use a face mask every couple weeks. I keep it in this little jar here. The face masks I use come in these little pouches. I don't have any to show you, but I essentially squeeze the product into one of these little jars so that it actually lasts for quite a while. It just cleans my skin, it brightens my skin, and I like using it once every couple weeks. It's like a mini spa treatment. I also use an eye roller for under my eyes. I've been using this since probably my early 20s. I don't really stick to any particular brand. This one is the Bulldog. Bulldog also is a great skincare line for men. I've tried it before and it works really well. So I either use the Nivea for Men Sensitive Skin or I use the Bulldog one. I typically go for this one more because I've been using it the most. I also use this Clean and Clear Acne Spot Treatment when I do get a pimple on my face. So if I want to dry it up real quickly, which obviously I do, it's a pimple, I just quickly apply this on one of the pimples like so. And then I go to bed, and typically after a couple days, it dries up and will go away. It has 5% benzoyl peroxide, which, from my understanding, is the ingredient that actually dries up the pimple. That's essentially my whole skincare routine, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So now let's move on to the next point, which is number 30. What I wanted to be when I was a kid was an artist. So I wanted to be a painter. I wanted to draw pictures. When I was a kid, I always associated being an artist with just, being a painter or drawing pictures. So a lot of family members for Christmas and my birthday, they'd always buy me markers and art supplies. Number 32, I'm into skincare and cleanse my face twice a day, like I just showed you guys. Number 1, I'm a self-published author of 4 books. So yes, I've self-published 4 books. I started writing my first book when I was about 18. And the book is a part of an 8-book series. I've written the first 2 books already. It's called A World Divided. It's a planned 8-book series. And I also started writing a trilogy. I already wrote the first 2 books in the trilogy called Fallen Garden. And I'm also working on a 3rd book series, which I haven't started yet. And then I'm also working on a 4th book series, which I already wrote the first book to. I'm also planning a 14-book shared literary universe where the 3-book series are kind of interconnected. The 8-book series and the trilogy and the second trilogy are all kind of combined together to form one long literary universe. My first 4 self-published books are available on Amazon under my pen name, Jesse Roman, and I don't promote them a lot because I was a little stupid and naive at the time. I didn't get my books professionally edited, so if you were to buy them, if you were to read them, you would notice that there are grammatical errors, and the editing is a bit of a mess, and that's my own fault, but I'm still very proud of the books. I will quickly show them to you right now. So this is the very first book. This is the one I started writing when I was about 18 or 19. It's called A World Divided. The name of the series is A World Divided. The first book is called Blazing City. And it is average length, and I am extremely proud of it. Even though It's not professionally edited. I'm still very proud of it. And then this is the sequel I wrote to Blazing City. This is A World Divided Frostbite Village. It is a bit longer. It's about 400 pages. Now, these two are part of the 8-book series called A World Divided. So as you just saw, I wrote the first two, and there's still 6 more in the series I have to write. This is a series I had planned out since I was 14 years old. I first came up with the idea when I was 14, and I got hooked. And I planned out all 8 of the books, and I'm just... These books literally saved my life. My writing was one of the things that kept me going, and if it wasn't for my writing, then I probably wouldn't be here right now. And this is another book series I started writing called Fallen Garden. It's a bit shorter, and then this is the sequel of Broken Garden, and this is a trilogy. There's still one more in the trilogy called War Garden, which I definitely need to write one day. Number 3, I'm a Pisces. Yes, I am a fish. I remember reading that Pisces is the least popular and least favorite of all the zodiac signs, which is complete BS. Come on, Pisces, honestly, one of the best. Number 28, my favorite song of all time is Piano Man by Billy Joel. Enough said. Number 40, I don't drink coffee. Nope. Doesn't interest me. I've tried it, but just doesn't appeal to me. I'm obviously in the minority. I feel like I'm the only person on the planet who doesn't drink coffee. And a lot of people ask me, in particular people I work with, they ask me, how do you stay awake? How do you stay energized in the morning if you don't drink coffee? Honestly, a shower and water. You'd be surprised. Drinking nothing but water throughout your day really does give you a lot of energy. So if you're trying to find ways to kick your caffeine addiction, definitely try moving to water. I'm no health expert. I'm just telling you what's worked for me, and water is the best thing you can drink. Water also keeps your skin hydrated and clear. So again, if you're not happy with your skin, switch over to water. It really does help. Number 39, my least favorite characteristic in someone is laziness. Number 41, I prefer red wine over white. Now, I do like white, but if I had to choose, I definitely pick red over white. Number 63, the college I went to was the University of Winnipeg in 2011. Now, I already told you I went to school for graphic design. That was a different school. This is the first university I went to. I went to university for 1 year. I dropped out after 1 year, unfortunately. And I took English and creative writing and philosophy and academic writing. And moving right along to 34, I love thunderstorms. Yes! I don't know about you, but thunderstorms are one of the highlights of summer for me. Number 27, if I could visit anywhere in the world right now, I would visit Disney World. Reason being is because I've never been to Disney World before. And I feel like everyone's been to Disney World except me. And I'm such a Disney fan that it's almost embarrassing that I've never been to Disney World before. So the day I do go to Disney World, you better believe I will appreciate every single second of it. Number 78, my dream place to live would be in Vancouver or somewhere in BC, British Columbia. If you've never been to British Columbia, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, and I love it. I remember going on a road trip with some of my family members through Canada, and we drove through Saskatchewan and Alberta and BC. BC was always my favorite, driving through the mountains and seeing all the forests and the rivers and the lakes. It was just simply beautiful. Number 18, my favorite Disney princess of all time is Cinderella. Number 7, my favorite Marvel superhero is Captain America. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm also a little obsessed with Chris Evans as well. Number 83, my biggest fear is dying alone. Number 12, I'm obsessed with candles. Oh yes, my mom, a couple years ago, my mom turned me on to candles. My mom loves candles, and now I love candles. I love burning scented candles. It's definitely a little bit of a fetish, and I've been deciding if I want to start a candle channel. of just candles. Number 33, my favorite season is summer. I think the reason my favorite season of all time is summer is because where I live, we don't get very many months of warm weather. Most of the year it is quite cold. And we only really have summer during June, July, and August. It's September now and it's already getting cold and fall is in the air. So I want to live somewhere where for the majority of the year it's warm and summer-like. I'm just sick of the snow. I've been seeing snow every single year for my whole life and I'm just over it. I'm over the cold temperatures, minus 30 degrees, minus 40 degrees, snowstorms. I like snow around Christmas time, but once January hits, I'm over winter. Number 80, why did I name my channel Enlighten Jesse? When I was coming up with a name for my channel, I didn't really sit down and come up with a whole bunch of names. It kind of just popped into my head and it felt right. And it was part of the series I was doing called Enlighten Jesse, where I was sitting down and talking to you guys and asking you guys about topics that I didn't know a whole lot about. I wanted you guys to enlighten me about these topics. So for example, in one of the videos I would talk about, is there life after death? And in another video, I would talk about, is this the calm before the storm? Is something really serious gonna happen in my lifetime, like another war, where it's gonna change the face of how we live? And in another video, I was talking about politics, how I didn't care about politics at the time, white privilege, am I white privilege? You won't find these videos on my channel anymore. I privated them just because they were my first videos and I just don't like them anymore. I do have some of them privated. I actually deleted a couple of them by accident. This was before I knew I could just private videos, so I did delete a couple of them, unfortunately. But I do have some of the other ones privated, which I might unprivate down the line. But for now, I'm gonna leave them privated. And this theme has really continued on in my channel where I sit down and listen to albums. I always want to learn new things, so I always want you guys to share with me your input about a particular artist and their music. I always want you guys to enlighten me and share with me your stories and experiences. So the name Enlighten Jesse has worked really well for me and it really represents my channel as a whole. Number 10, my favorite fruit is peaches. Peaches everything. Peach bellinis? Oh my god, I already told you guys my favorite alcoholic drink is a mojito, but a peach bellini is a close second. Number 90, the last one. My favorite album of all time. Now this might surprise you. American Idiot by Green Day. I remember listening to that album all the time when I was a teenager, and I think the reason why it might be my favorite album of all time is because it really helped me get through a lot of things that were happening in my life. Number 31, I enjoy cooking. I love cooking. Last night I cooked a stir fry and I always love discovering new recipes. I'm no Gordon Ramsay. I could never be on one of those cooking competition shows. I'm not that kind of cook. You know, I know how to turn on a stove, and I know how to turn on an oven, and I know how to cook a stir fry. Let's just say I'm a man who kind of knows how to cook, and I don't have to rely on eating cooked frozen dinners and ordering out and ordering from food apps and what have you. Number 13, my favorite clothing brand of all time is Guess. Compared to a lot of luxury designer brands that cost an arm and a leg to buy a sweatshirt or a t-shirt or a pair of jeans from, in my opinion, Guess is very affordable for great quality and fashionable clothing that actually does look expensive. Number 11, my favorite snack of all time is potato chips. I could munch on those guys all day, every day. I don't really have a favorite potato chip. If I had to choose, I don't know, I'm a basic bitch, so I would probably choose the plain salted chips with a really good dip. Number 47, my favorite subject in school was English literature. I also really liked art class. I'm a very artsy guy, but English, I always loved reading and writing, so English was always my favorite class. And also one of my favorite teachers of all time when I was a kid, Mrs. Faria, when I was in junior high. She taught English literature in grade 7, 8, and 9. She was so sweet, my favorite teacher, and I actually had a dream about her last week or a couple weeks ago. It was very strange. I love you, Miss Faria, and you will always be my favorite teacher. Number 52, I have never been to Disney World. Didn't I say that already? Oh no, I was telling you guys if I could visit anywhere in the world right now, where would it be? Disney World, because I've never been to Disney World. Number 54, my favorite thing to watch on Netflix is cooking-related shows. Whether it be home cooks cooking in their kitchen or competition shows, I've been watching Kitchen Nightmares, the Gordon Ramsay show where he visits struggling restaurants all over North America. I've been watching that. I'm addicted. I love any sort of Gordon Ramsay cooking show, Hell's Kitchen. And I've been watching this new series on Netflix called Street Food Asia. And they came out with a new season called Street Food Latin America. So if you're obsessed with cooking shows, I definitely suggest checking out Street Food on Netflix. Number 5, I'm a huge movie buff. I love movies and music. If I had to choose, I think I would have to choose movies. Just a bit more. I do like movies just a bit more than music. I have been a movie buff since I was a kid. I love collecting movies. I probably own, I don't even know how many movies I own. I own hundreds and hundreds of movies. I used to collect DVDs and Blu-rays, but now I switched over to streaming. So now I buy all my movies on the Apple TV app. Number 42, I love cats and dogs equally. I can't choose. I was trying to decide, which do I like more, cats or dogs? And I can't decide. I've grown up with cats throughout my childhood, so I have a special connection with cats, but I also grew up with dogs when I was a teenager, and I just love both of them. Unfortunately, I can't own either right now because I live in an apartment where they don't allow pets, which sucks. In my next apartment, I definitely have to make sure that they allow pets because it gets lonely, especially when you live by yourself. I live by myself, so it gets lonely. I want a dog or a cat of some kind. I was thinking of getting a pet fish, but my mom was like, why would you get a pet fish? I don't know. I think it would be cute. I think fish are cute. I've never had a pet fish before. Number 82, my favorite smell in the world is a coffee shop. Now, I told you earlier I don't drink coffee, but I love the smell of coffee. A coffee shop when you walk in. I love coffee and cafe scented candles as well. Number 67, my first pet ever was a cat named Brandy. Number 15, I have a sister who is 4 years older than me and she is a social worker. And I absolutely love her with all my heart. Number 53, I have never left Canada. I'm so disappointed in myself when I said that I'm just gonna leave it at that. Number 45, I like to go to bed late. Yes, so I like to go to bed on average, maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Even if I have to be up early in the morning, I still go to bed late. I'm a night owl. I like to think that because I'm so creative, I have a very creative mind, and there is that stereotype that creative people stay up later. I don't know, I feel like I'm more creative in the evenings, so that's probably one of the reasons why. I just hate mornings so much. Number 87, my least favorite course in school was math. I hated math class. Ugh. I actually failed grade 5 math. Number 19, my favorite movie of all time is American Beauty. Number 71, my birth name is Corey. It's not Jesse. Jesse is a pen name. It's my pen name I use when I write books, Jesse Roman, so that's where Jesse comes from. And Jesse Roman is a pen name I came up with back when I was about 17 years old. Number 81, my least favorite alcoholic drink is Caesars. Ugh. I don't know how people genuinely like drinking Caesars. It's one of those mysteries of the world that I will never understand. Number 79, my favorite Disney villain of all time is the mistress of all evil, Maleficent. Number 20, my favorite holiday is Christmas. I just have so many happy memories associated with Christmas. That's probably one of the reasons why I love it so much. It just puts me in a warm, happy mood. What I don't like about Christmas is the whole consumerism aspect. Number 73, my least favorite food in the world is olives. Olives are just, that's a whole other level of nastiness. I mean, if you like olives, if you genuinely like olives, more power to you, but bleh. Number 58, my favorite movie director of all time is David Fincher. If you don't know any of the movies that this man has directed, I won't tell you, I'll let you discover it for yourself. So look him up on imdb.com. Number 85, my favorite characteristic in someone is open-mindedness. Someone who is open to new ideas, willing to try new things, and willing to have open and intelligent discussions and arguments with people who are different from them. Number 26, my favorite candy of all time is Jolly Ranchers. Number 66, one thing I want to do with my channel one day is to go on a road trip through the States and also travel the world. Now, some of you might laugh at me when I say I want to go on a road trip across the United States, but I've never been to the United States before. So one of the things I've always wanted to do is go on a road trip starting on the East Coast and drive through the States until I hit the West Coast, or start on the West Coast and drive through the States until I hit the East Coast. Obviously, I would have a traveling buddy. I wouldn't want to do it on my own. And just record it all. Just going through all the little towns and eating at all the small diners and just meeting new people, different ways of life. Because I feel like I've just been in this bubble for the majority of my life in this city. I'm just surrounded by the same sorts of people that I just want to explore other cultures, other ways of living. And of course, I would record it all. I also want to travel the world and record it all. So I definitely want to do that one day. Number 57, my favorite actor is Leonardo DiCaprio. Number 59, my shoe size. My shoe size is about 7.5. Sometimes I can fit an 8, but usually it's about 7.5. Number 17, my favorite Disney movie of all time is The Lion King. That one part in The Lion King, I don't need to tell you. If you haven't seen The Lion King, spoiler alert, so just fast forward. When Mufasa dies, it just breaks my heart every time I watch that scene. I will say though, the live action remake of The Lion King was absolutely horrible. I hated it. I hated it so much. Number 44, I love seafood. Yes, not all seafood, but most of it. I like calamari, I like fish, I like shrimp, I love lobster and crab. I have had octopus. Not the biggest fan. Number 50, first time I kissed a girl was in grade 1, so I was about 6 years old. She was my best friend at the time, and I just have a lot of fond memories of her. Unfortunately, she had to move away, so I never saw her again. Number 75, the happiest moment in my life is now. And it's interesting that I say that because there's so much shit happening in the world right now with the pandemic and stuff. And I don't have a job. I lost my job back in January, but I think more so my mentality. I think my mentality is the best it's ever been. And maybe because I also turned 30 that I feel so confident in my skin. I just know who I am as a man. And just looking back through my 20s, I feel like this is the most confident and happiest mentally that I've ever been, even though with everything that's happening in the world and I don't have a job right now, and my future is a little uncertain, but I'm a very optimistic person. I always feel like everything works out in the end, for me anyway. The last 5 years, a lot of things have worked out for me, and I attribute that to my positive thinking and just knowing who you are and knowing what you want in this world. I do have my off days just like everyone. I do get sad and depressed at times, but I'm very good at pushing past that and looking at tomorrow and thinking about what's gonna happen next and what I can do to really improve myself. Number 24, my favorite sport to play is tennis. I haven't played it in a very long time, but I always enjoy playing it. Tennis and badminton. I love badminton as well. And miniature golf. I don't know. Miniature golf isn't a sport, really, is it? I love miniature golf either way. Number 60. My favorite Pokemon of all time is Gyarados. I was obsessed with Pokemon when I was a kid. I collected all the Pokemon cards, and Gyarados was always my favorite, the Sea Dragon. I remember having a t-shirt when I was a kid of Gyarados on the front. Number 35, my favorite video game of all time is Mario Party. Definitely when you have a bunch of friends together and there's a whole bunch of food and some drinks, and it's just a lot of fun. Also, this isn't one of the points on my list, so this is a bonus fact. I absolutely love, one of my favorite games of all time is Cards Against Humanity. I end up hysterical when I play that game. To the point where I'm just hysterically laughing. I'm on the floor with tears in my eyes, and it's so much fun to play. Number 56. My favorite actress of all time is Cate Blanchett. I love every single one of her movies, and she's just a remarkable actress. Number 86. I have a really great work ethic. And I really do. I like staying busy, and if I want to do something, I definitely put my mind to it, even if it takes a long time to do, and I know it's gonna be very time consuming. I do have a great work ethic. I just like to get things done. Number 77. My favorite home-cooked meal is stir fry, which I did cook last night. Number 89. My favorite thing to have for breakfast is eggs and toast and sausage. Especially when you're at a hotel and they have complimentary breakfast and you go down to the lobby in the morning and they have like a buffet. And they have everything you can think of: toast, sausage, ham, eggs, fruit, dessert. Which sucks because we are going through this pandemic, so no one's doing buffets right now. Hopefully this isn't the end of buffets. Number 23, my female celebrity crush is Scarlett Johansson. Now, I had a dream about Scarlett Johansson a couple years ago. I'll leave it at that. Although I do like to think that I'm a little bit bisexual. This has been going back since as long as I can remember, probably even my teenage years. Number 55, my favorite appetizer to order in a restaurant is calamari. Oh, it doesn't help that I haven't eaten yet today, and I'm absolutely starving. Number 43, my favorite animal is a dolphin. They are so cute. I love watching a dolphin videos on YouTube. Number 62, the first time I ever flew a plane was when I was 20 years old, and it was my very first time boarding a plane. I was on my own. I was by myself. I was flying out to BC to visit my sister, British Columbia. And I was a little nervous. I was more nervous about the transfer because I was so unsure because I had to transfer flights to get to British Columbia. My biggest worry was that I would miss my transfer flight and I would be stranded in some random city. So that was my biggest fear. But luckily, I was really good. I did everything I needed to, and I was really proud of myself. Number 70, I was incredibly shy and quiet when I was a kid. Yes, I was. Especially when I was a teenager. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier about my acne, how I had a lot of confidence issues. I didn't have any confidence because of the acne on my face. And it really affected my high school experience. So I didn't really talk to anybody because I couldn't talk to anyone face to face because I was so ashamed about my face and the acne that I was concerned that that was all they were looking at. So when I tried to have a conversation with someone, it was very awkward. It was painfully awkward. I wouldn't say a single word. But now, the complete opposite. I can't seem to shut my mouth now. When I do these videos, I just keep talking and talking and talking. I just have a lot to say now. I guess I'm making up for all those lost years where I wasn't talking. Now I'm just kind of throwing up everything I want to say now. Number 49, chocolate or vanilla? Vanilla, 100%. I do love chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate? But vanilla. I will always choose vanilla over chocolate. Oh my god, guys. We only have 2 more left. Number 38. My favorite color, now this might surprise you, or it might not, is pink. There's something about pink that I absolutely love, and I love pastel colors as well. An interesting fact, back in the day, pink was actually a man's color, and blue was a women's color. And the final thing you didn't know about me, number 48. What a way to end this video. I love board games. Wah, wah, wah. My favorite board game of all time is probably Monopoly or the Game of Life. So that is that. That is all 90 things you didn't know about me, and I don't think I have anything left to say. That's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm really happy now that you know so much more about me. You know more about the man behind the camera. And who knows, maybe I'll do a part 2. How could I come up with another 90 things you didn't know about me? But I feel like I could definitely do it again. So thanks for watching, guys.
You can find it on Instagram, you can find it on Twitter, you can find it on Apple Music, you can check out my playlist, and so on and so forth.
So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.